Hello, Saracena Braves. Today we're working in Chapter 5, Lesson 1 on Algebraic Expressions. This is Mrs. Corey, and today, guess what? It's April the 1st, 2020, and we're working on, we can use properties of operations to evaluate algebraic expressions. This is standard 7.ee.1. All right, what's some of the vocabulary for this lesson? Variables. It's a symbol or letter that represents an unknown quantity, for example, z. What's an algebraic expression? Contains variables, numbers, and at least one operation, for example, 6z plus 3. And then last, we have coefficient, and that's the numerical factor of a term that contains a variable. For example, the 6 in 6z. To evaluate an algebraic expression, let's look at an example. Well, first we need to know the steps. So step 1, replace each variable with its numerical value. And then step 2, use the order of operations to simplify using PEMDAS. What's the order of operations? You remember, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. The P is for parentheses. E is for exponents. The M and the D are for multiplication or division from left to right when we solve. And the A and the S are for addition or subtraction from left to right. So now we get to look at an example. Example 1. So let's say we have to evaluate 6x minus 7. Everywhere that we see an x, we would put an 8 in its place. But when we replace that x with 8, we don't make it into 68. We make it into 6 times 8 minus 7. We use the order of operations. 48 minus 7. We do the multiplication first. And then we subtract the 7 from 48 and get the answer of 41. For example number 2, we have 5m minus 3n. We have two variables. We're going to have, everywhere that we see m, we're going to replace that with a 6. And every place that we see an n, we're going to replace that with 5. So we have 5 times 6 minus 3 times 5. In order to solve that, we're going to use order of operation. So first we solve the multiplication portion, and we have 30 minus 15. Next, we're going to subtract 15 from 30, and we have 15. Example number 3. We have x cubed plus 4. This time we have an exponent. Where we see x, we're going to replace it with 3. So each time where we see that x, we're going to replace it with 3. It becomes x to the third power. So it's 3 times 3 times 3. The exponent tells us that we're going to multiply that 3 times. We use the order of operations. We have 27. We do the multiplication first, and then we're going to add to get 31. Now at this point, you've seen 3 examples. If you need to, you can always go back and look at them again. But now it's your turn to try to do the work. You can be like Fred, and if you have to, if you need to count on your fingers and toes, it's perfectly fine. Even if you have to use a calculator, you can. On a separate sheet of paper, I need you to try these 6 problems. So for these expressions, what you're going to do is wherever you see A, you're going to replace it with the number 4. Wherever you see B, you're going to replace it with the number 2. And whenever you see the letter C, you're going to replace it with the number 7. So evaluate each expression, write them out, show me your work on the paper, and make sure that you turn it into Google Classroom today. All right, so that's it for us today. Have a great day and enjoy. If you have any questions, make sure you post a comment on Google Classroom. Bye-bye.